right, well, I don't know if you guys saw, but iFixit did a fantastic teardown of the DualSense controller to address the alleged drift issues that are occurring with the DualSense. I stumbled onto the video yesterday, and Eurogamer has a pretty good write-up about it. This is, of course, I believe it's all happening because of the class action lawsuits, which are currently in progress around the world, which are levied against both Nintendo and, most importantly, Sony. And the teardown estimates that the main pieces of hardware inside the controller, called the potentiometer, something like that.
Potentiometer.
Yeah, thank you. That's what the word is. That's what they said last night. I couldn't recite it, though. You'd think I would be able to figure that out, being a singer.
Potato meter. Got it.
Potato meter, yeah. The potato meter obviously just wears out over time. And I would think that if there are any budding engineers out there who want to make some big money, Mr. Jake Peters, that maybe you could look into this and come up with a much better design and undercut the same company that's providing the potato meters to all these different controller people.
The problem is you could do some of this work and you could fix controllers for people and stuff like that. But if you start like making a controller, Sony's going to sue the living shit out of you. So like, my biggest problem with this is like the console's only been out for 3 months. Why are these controllers? I don't give a shit if you play video games 15 hours a day. Mm-hmm. Why are they already starting to wear out? Especially when I'm paying $70 for this controller.
Yeah,
and I know I'm probably in the minority here, and I don't think Josh and I have ever talked about this off the air, but like I personally am not all that impressed with the DualSense controller. Like I like it fine enough. But because I have smaller hands, like my hands cramp sometimes when I'm playing it. It's bad when I'm a PlayStation gamer, right? And I'm playing with the DualSense and I'm not even really paying attention. But then I go to play Cyber Shadow on my Xbox and I pick up the Xbox controller and I'm like, wow, this feels way better. like
wow, interesting.
And I'm not even an Xbox gamer, but because I have small hands, the controller's smaller, I can reach everything better. It feels better in the palm of my hand, and the DualSense is just so girthy compared to what we're used to. And the ergonomics are a little bit different now. But I mean, that's aside from this news topic. They shouldn't be wearing out already.
The iFixit thing said that this part, they found the manufacturer of the potato meter, and they said that it has like a 400 hour lifespan or something like that, or something. They figured out that it's only good for like, it can start to degrade over 400 hours,
which is way
too short for a controller.
For a consumer product of this. I mean, right. you literally are just using it the whole time. Like, it's not like it's like a button on there that you use occasionally. It's like the whole time you're playing, you're using the thumbstick. Yeah.
I had an issue. So on my control video that just posted on Friday, I had an issue it only happened on the menu though. So I think it was the way that the menu was coded, that it would just constantly just drive down. So like you'd start up the control. I don't know have either of you tried the Control Ultimate Edition yet?
No,
it would just drive down. Like you'd power it on, you get to the menu, and it would just go and it would just go down. You try to thumb back up, and it would fight you to get up to like start game or continue the whole time. But as soon as I got in the game, it was fine. So I don't think it's the controller. I think it's something to do with the programming of the menu.
Probably the game. Yeah, I mean, I have had controllers do that before. Like I think one of my DualShock 4s did it for a period of time. But usually it was like I would just whack at some and like kind of wiggle the stick and it would be fine after that. So I mean, it sounds like it's an issue with control.
Yeah, well, that does suck about the DualSense though. So hopefully, mine still seems to be working fine. You guys are good, right? Josh, you have anything to add about this? It
is kind of surprising. I was just still thinking about Jake's comments about the controller, because I feel like that's like the opposite of what most people seem to have been like. A lot of the feedback I've gotten, like I'm friends with a couple Xbox players that kind of have both consoles, and they thought that the DualSense was like the most comfortable controller that they've really used. It's funny hearing you talk about like the hand size and stuff, because that's like the inversion of historically, like Xbox always had the bigger controllers. So it is kind of funny. I like the DualSense. I think it's comfortable, but it is. I remember at one point you were complaining about like the curvature of it being weird to like pick up sometimes, but like there's like small things that are different. The biggest gripe, I know you guys talked about this before, is the trying to press the PlayStation button. You're like always missing it, and like trying to get used to where the PlayStation button is. It's just not as obvious. But overall, I do like it. I think the triggers are sweet, but that was when I heard the news about stuff wearing out, I kind of assumed it was going to be the triggers, just because sometimes certain games that actually use the feedback on the triggers, it makes me feel like I'm gonna break it every time like sometimes it's like really hard to pull those things in. Like they really do a good job of adding resistance. So that's kind of the thing that I thought was gonna break, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Thanks.
I think the triggers are breaking on some controllers. And but I mean, that's kind of, everybody kind of sort of expected that, these new features, there's going to be a feeling out phase.
I've seen people use controllers though that are like for dear life hitting those buttons, like they're putting all their,
Oh, I do it. I do it all the time.
Do you really?
Stressed out when I'm playing a game. I'm surprised.
You mash the shit out of them. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I haven't pulled a. We have a friend, Ted G.
Yeah.
He historically would play Gran Turismo and he would get so mad. I've seen him actually take a PlayStation 2 controller, because he was playing on PS2, literally from the cord windmill it and smash it into the floor as hard as he can, because he gets so upset playing a game. I'm not that bad, but I do like when I get really like, especially when I'm doing something that is one of those like a platforming challenge or something, where you get all the way to the end and you're like trying to get through it.
Well, you gotta look into the couch once in a while. Just like nice soft area. And I have a 1.5-year-old, so like controllers need to be like, he constantly picks that thing up and runs around with it, so it gets spiked on the ground once in a while. So that's my biggest concern about durability now.
Yeah.